Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. All right, y'all. So as y'all know, number 5 strawweight contender Marina Rodriguez turned down a potential strawweight fight with number 6 contender Mackenzie Dern. She stated that she wanted more time to prepare for the fight. After taking on 2 short notice fights against Ebos and Waterson, she wanted a full training camp this go round. She said that, look, coming back in July is too soon against a fighter like Dern. She wants to prepare. She wants to improve as a fighter to hopefully get to a title eliminator and a title shot one day, So she made that known that she wasn't going to come back in July, that she just wanted to wait. She wanted to come back in September, October. As y'all know, Marina Rodriguez, she took on Ebos back in January, whom she stopped in the second round. Then she returned less than 4 months later in a flyweight matchup on 11 days' notice against Michelle Waterson, in which she won the fight by a 5-round unanimous decision, but it was still a tough competitive fight. There were some back and forth moments in that fight. So in the span of like 5 months, she took on two tough top 10 fighters, and they wanted to return against Mackenzie Dern in about a month and a half from now. But she said no. She wanted to get a full training camp. She was advised that by her coach, and that's what she wanted to do. She wants to make sure she can improve as a fighter. So we talked about this a little bit last night. We actually talked about it a lot in the live stream, in the segment on my, live stream last night, and I gave you all my points there. But I just want to come back and do a condensed down version just in case you missed the live stream. I'll just let you know how I feel about the situation. So going back to the interview she did, let's see. Marina Rodriguez had this to say. She said, "The UFC offered us Mackenzie in July, but we already told them that we wanted to fight in September, October. Now that I know she wants to fight sooner, I believe our fight may not even happen now. After taking on a fight on 11 days notice, we talked to my coach and we decided to make a full preparation for our next fight. We know we're getting closer to the belt and we don't want to miss that opportunity when it comes. This year we're gonna train as if we're fighting for the belt. If it comes, that's good, perfect. If not, we'll have the next fight in order to get closer to it. We want to show our evolution in every fight. In order to do that, we need a full camp. I believe it's going to be worth it to wait a little longer to see me in the octagon again." Which, I can't get mad at that. It's not like she's talking about 6 or 7 or 8 months, adding on 2 more months, let's see, she wants to come back in September. That's only 4 months from now, 4 months or 5 months from now. Some fighters, they don't come back for another 6, 7 months, so I understand where she's coming from. After taking on Ebos and Waterson, and like I said, in a 5-month span, she wants to take some time to work on her game. As y'all know, Mackenzie Dern, her last fight was back in April against Nina Azaroff, whom she stopped in the first round. So of course, my thoughts on her coming back in July, that would be fine because she only fought 1 round. She went in there, got Nina Azaroff out of there in 1 round by armbar. So of course she probably still feels hungry. She probably still feels like I got some more fight left in me. I got some more flame. Where Marina Rodriguez, she scored a big knockout, to kick off the year. And then she fought a tough fight with Michelle Waterson. So she's already bagged 2 fights. She's bagged more rounds too. So she wants to go back to the drawing board and work, So for both fighters, it would be a quick turnaround. But like I said, for Mackenzie Dern, it would be a little bit more, she would come in a little bit more fresh. So with that, I know a lot of people felt like Marina Rodriguez was making a stupid move. They feel like she's ducking. I looked on Instagram, like I said, a lot of people were kind of giving her flack about that. But my opinion, I don't think she's a duck. Like I said last night, I don't think it's a duck. Missed opportunity, yeah, maybe it is. I do kind of feel like it is a missed opportunity because, yeah, when the UFC offers you something, you probably should take it. But it kind of depends on the situation too. Sometimes you got to use your own mind. You got to think sometimes, I don't think this is like a total loss. Like I said, not a duck, but missed opportunity, yeah, but it's still not a total loss. Other opportunities will come. I know some people don't feel like they'll give another fighter a chance, but if you have some skills to stand on, I think an opportunity will come. I think it's fair if a fighter has a say when they say it's too soon or they're working towards a goal. It's not like she said she was avoiding Mackenzie Dern altogether, like, oh, no, I want to fight her, I'm scared. It was more so like she was avoiding another quick turnaround when she's already done too. So to me, that's okay. If you're avoiding another quick turnaround and you want to take time to grow, that's fine because now's a chance to recover and look at your weaknesses. Because, what do we talk about all day about her weaknesses, right? We're always looking at her weaknesses when she fights. So maybe she wants to take some time out and say, look, let me look back what I do wrong. Let me work on that. Let me get right. Let me get right. I done fought 2 short notices. So let me get better as a fighter. Let me evolve a little bit, like she said. And, short notice fights, they're going to come. Late replacements, they're needed, but no need to make a habit of it. You know what I mean? No need to make a habit of it, especially if the competition is getting tougher. I mean, as you get closer to the top, especially if you're a top 5 fighter or top 6 fighter, the competition is tougher. As you get closer to the top, more preparation is needed, especially if you show the same weaknesses. And we're always calling her out about the same weaknesses, right? And with that being said, Mackenzie Dern right now is not an opponent you want to take on short notice, especially if you're the number 5, number 7, whatever. If you're in the top 10 and you're fighting somebody that's close in rank to you, that's not a short notice fight for real, especially if you just fought 2 tough fights. You don't want to take a fighter like her on short notice. This ain't a stay busy fight. This is a fight to push you up the ladder. A full camp is needed for this fight for one major reason. What did I bring up last night? Mackenzie Dern has that kryptonite for Marina Rodriguez. She's got that ground game. She's got that jiu-jitsu like no other. So when she comes in there, you got to be somewhat prepared for that. Of course, Marina can't perfect her ground game in one camp. We know that. You're not going to be able to sharpen up your jiu-jitsu and be able to go turn into a grappler overnight and just, hit the ground with her and, go submission for, attempt for submission attempt. That's not going to happen. But she can sharpen up her strengths. The strengths that she has that can nullify a grappler, she can work on. Like her jab, her footwork, her takedown defense, her physical strength. Work on the stuff that would nullify a jiu-jitsu practitioner like Mackenzie Dern. You want to work on that stuff. You want to perfect that stuff. So a full camp is needed. A full camp is needed to get the best out of your fighter. So I understand her coach for saying, look, we're not going right in there against a fighter like Mackenzie Dern that's dangerous. I know they should stay ready. I know we always talk about staying ready, but the bigger the test, the more you should try and improve before taking it. Like I said, I gave y'all my SAT or final exam analogy in my live stream. Like, the opportunity might be here this week, but if I'm not prepared for it, that don't mean I should, that means I shouldn't take it if I'm not prepared for it, right? Just because it's there don't mean you got to take it. If there's another date for it somewhere down the line, maybe like 4 or 5 months away, I can set myself up for that, because in that 4 or 5 months, I can prepare for it, right? I can do all my studying or whatever I need to prepare for the class, and then boom, I can pass it. I've done that many a time. There have been times where, I had a counselor say, you want to jump in here, we go ahead and get it out the way. Well, what is getting out the way? Just getting the experience out of the way, or do I really want to pass? You know what I mean? That's why there's a difference between, answering the call to just fight and win. It's 2 different things. You got to prepare yourself if you really want to win. And what Marina Rodriguez said made a lot of sense. She wants to evolve as a fighter, and she wants to fight for the title soon. She said, if it's there, okay. If not, we'll just keep working until we get better, So in these situations, you really can't listen to fans. If you lose on short notice, then you're no good. You suck. If you push a fight back and you don't answer the call, then you're a duck. It's always that damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. So you kind of got to do you kind of got to go for what you know and do what's on your mind. That's how I feel about the situation. But September, October, 4 or 5 months away, that's not a long time. That's not a long wait. It's definitely enough time for a fighter to prepare to give the best version of herself possible. If Dern isn't available, then, hey, if Dern wants to come back in July, that's fine. That's not really a missed opportunity, because if anything, somebody else was talking about coming back in September, October. Y'all know that name. This is a name that we've been putting in the pool with Marina Rodriguez before we were putting Mackenzie in there. And y'all know that name, the former champion, Wmma. So Wmma might be a possibility, because like I said, Wmma's not getting the title shot. There's only 2 names right now in the pool for a title shot, and that's Carla Esparza and Zhang Weili, maybe. You know what I mean? So we're probably going to get Carla Esparza in 2021, but Wmma might as well, take her name out of the pool. If she's going to come back, it's either going to be against Marina Rodriguez or Zhang Weili. So that's a possibility for right there. So that might even be better. That might even be better because if you beat the number 2 fighter in Wmma, the former champion, that probably would guarantee you a title shot. So if you hold out, sometimes a better opportunity comes. I know where people are coming from, thinking that, the UFC is going to do you wrong if you don't bow down and take what's offered to you, but you got to do what's best for you sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, if it's going to hurt you physically or do you some damage, you got to think of yourself. You got to think of your body, because when you go back and look at that fight Michelle Waterson, she did take some damage in that fight. Like I said, there might be some things they're not telling us behind the scenes about injuries. You know, Marina Rodriguez could have got damaged a little bit in that fight, you know, so she got to take some extra time to recover, you know. So there's no need to jump back in there if it's going to cause you some damage in the long run. So what's another 2 months? You know, add that to the, you know, just add that to the turnaround. That's not too bad. So, yeah, like I said, Marina Rodriguez, she's doing the right thing, not taking another third short notice fight. You know, she wants to grow, whether it leads to a title shot or not, like she said. You want to be ready for that day. You really want to be ready for that day. Because like I said, when a fighter accepts on short notice, you know, they usually do that to they usually do that to get the money or just kind of build up their reputation. And if you've done that 2 times already, that's fine. You know, I like when a fighter accepts on short notice, but it's one thing to come to fight and another to come and win.